Namaskar. The topic of discussion in this lesson is on the land use in eastern India. India is a large and diverse country. Its geographical area includes some of the world's highest rainfall zone to the level of very dry deserts, coastline to alpine regions and river deltas to the tropical islands. Ranging from the rainforests of Kerala in the south to the alpine pastures of Ladakh hills in the north, from the dry deserts of Rajasthan in the west to the evergreen forests in the northeast, India has a very diverse range of landforms and land use species. Land is a valuable natural resource utilized for cultivation of crops, settlements of population, creation of dams and reservoirs, development of industries and maintaining the forests and the wildlife. Any kind of permanent or cyclic intervention of a land is called as a land use. It is the surface utilization of a vacant land or a developed land for a clear purpose at a given time. The utility value and the type of land use depend on the geographic location, physiographic condition, availability of water resources, fertility of the soil and the proximity of that land to other human activities. The land use distribution in India has been mapped by the National Atlas and Thematic Mapping Organization. For a better understanding, spatially the country is divided into several plates as maps. We shall try to learn them with reference to the following regions in these episodes: the land use of northern India, the land use of central India, the land use of western India, the land use of eastern India and the land use of southern India are the regional distribution patterns which we are going to study in this series of modules. The land use of eastern India are explained in this lesson. The northeastern region is deemed as the paradise unexplored. The northeast India is a region with very beautiful hills carpeted with greeneries. They are the favorite zones for holiday tourism. The area is renowned for the unique flora and fauna in this country. They have very wide lush green hills, turbulent waterfalls, aromatized tea gardens and stimulating fairs and festivals which are attracting people all over the world to come to the northeastern region. The land use practices of this region are unique. The aspects covered in this lesson are the general classification of land use, the land use of Patna plate, the land use of Kolkata plate and the land use of Shillong plate. These are the three sub-regions which are covered in this module. Let us see the first part, the general classification of land use. A large number of land use types and categories have been worked out by various researchers of different organizations and disciplines. The classification of land into its various uses and how these uses change over time will provide the background necessary for planning of these land resources in a country. In India, out of the total geographical area of 328.73 million hectares, the land use statistics are available for almost 93% of the total land areas. That is, roughly about 305 million hectares of land has been assessed for classifying the land use patterns. Land use is basically classified into the following major types: agricultural lands, forest lands, non-agricultural lands, grazing lands and unproductive lands are the categories. The agricultural land includes irrigated croplands, unirrigated croplands and plantation areas. Forests are the central areas to all human activities because they provide a diverse range of products and resources to human utilization. The forest areas are classified further into reserved forests, protected forests and unclassed forests. The term forest here means a reserved forest, protected forest, unclassed forest and village forests. They also include wasteland or the rangelands. Forest lands are notified by the government to develop, protect and conserve the forest resources and the wildlife. The recorded forest area is the geographic areas recorded as forests in the government records. Reserved forests are the forest areas constituted under the provisions of the Indian Forest Act or any other state forest acts having full degree of protection. In reserved forests, all activities are prohibited unless permitted. Protected forest is an area notified under the provisions of Indian Forest Act 1927 and other state forest acts. They have limited degree of protection. In protected forests, all activities are permitted unless prohibited. These include national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. The unclassed forest areas are lands that are not classed as reserved forests or protected forests, but they are with the government. The non-agricultural lands are classified into urban settlements, mining areas and rural settlements. The areas of unproductive lands are classified further into the following categories of land use: sandy zones, rocky zones, saline zones, badlands and snowy lands or snowfields. Based on these types of land use categories, the distribution patterns are analyzed with reference to different plates of regions in the Indian geographic condition.